Hello students, a very warm welcome to JEE English by Unacademy, India's leading and largest JEE test preparation platform. And students, today we are going to explore one of the most interesting topic of gravitation. It's something to do with gravitational potential energy. And in the earlier class, we have just started with the gravitational potential energy, and we understood the theory part, and in fact, we have solved like a couple of numericals around them as well. But now in this session, what we are going to do is we are going to explore something even more interesting around gravitational potential energy. One of the most important topics, why would I say is following this would be like escape velocity, Kepler's law, satellite motion, etc. And based on those, typically you get questions every year in your JEE Advanced. Okay, not JEE Mains, but in JEE Advanced, you typically get questions from escape velocity, Kepler's law, etc. and etc. But if not you understand this topic really well, what we are doing over here, how do we assess it for a system? So up until now we have learned it for 2-body system, 3-body system. Now what about 4-body system, n-body system? And what about gravitational potential energy that we have been typically dealing with? Is that a valid expression? And of course, how does that all work? It actually comes from the attractive forces between the masses. But whatever we have been learning until now is just an approximation of the actual expression. So we will be understanding everything in this session. It's going to be an exclusive session on gravitational potential energy, and as you know, it's a full it's a free of cost, full length, high quality lecture for your JEE preparation. Do not forget to share this with your friends on your social media like WhatsApp, Facebook, like Telegram channels, Twitter, etc. Wherever you can just post out this lecture. Let everyone have access to this free of cost, high quality content in which we are discussing, of course, everything that you need for your JEE mains, and also, very interesting topics that we have been discussing in this concepts and problem session. Alright students, let's not wait anymore. Let's get into this amazing session. It's going to be super interesting. Trust me, and definitely try and understand everything, take down the notes, and in fact, you'll be seeing some surprising changes in the expression that we have been learning until now. And that being said, I'm Muralidharan Gopalakrishnan. I completed my MS in Electrical Engineering from one of the top ranking American university. I'm also an IIT who completed BTech from IIT Guwahati. I have 4+ years of experience preparing students for IIT JEE and other competitive exam, and I have filed 25 patent applications in India and abroad on some of the state-of-the-art technologies. And students, that being said, if you are not yet on our Telegram channel, and if you don't have a Telegram app yet, first of all, download this Telegram app from your Google Play Store and App Store. And this is the first thing that you want to do, because you want to get onto a Telegram channel. Why do you want to get onto a Telegram channel? Because you'll be getting before time live updates on every session conducted by our JEE English team. It can be about, today's lecture, what are we going to teach you in today's lecture, or it can be about, like some breaking news, etc. Everything is posted, including DPPs, PYQs, many more things are posted on your Telegram channel, and the link is available in the description box below. Just click onto that link and join our Telegram channel to get before time updates on every session conducted by our amazing JEE English team. And you can also just type in JEE_English once you have downloaded Telegram app. So first of all, download Telegram app and click onto this link. And students, that being said, if you're looking for a complete package, the best in class, platform, the best in class equipment, or the best in class technology for your JEE preparation, it's going to be Unacademy subscription. Why do we say that? We have the best educators across the nation, where we are delivering daily live interactive classes with students. Yes, we have the best educators across the nation who are delivering daily live interactive classes with the students. That way they will be able to interact with the educators and get the doubts cleared on time. And not only that, in fact, it's going to be very interesting, because we keep conducting these classes on a very interactive and attractive platform with lots of polls and leaderboards. This way your learning becomes amazingly fun. And that being said, in fact, Unacademy subscription program comes with a lot of test series set by the best educators across the nation, and this way you don't have to worry about your preparation. Everything is taken care. And in fact, let me tell you about another thing, that Unacademy subscription program comes with lots of live doubt clearing session. Yes, students, that being said, what did I say? It comes with a lot of live doubt clearing session. In fact, this is one of the most important and very crucial aspect of your JEE preparation, where you get them all on your Unacademy subscription platform. Every program on Unacademy subscription is going to be like fully structured program. You don't have to worry about the planning. We take care of it. We plan the program accordingly, and we give you this complete packages for your JEE preparation. Yes, you will be getting in fact every fourth session is going to be a live doubt clearing session. So think about it, you will be not only getting your daily live interactive classes with the best educators, but also live doubt clearing sessions with them. And in fact, every Unacademy subscription program is going to have quizzes and mega quizzes in each and every course that you are going to attend. And yes, as I told you, there are going to be test series, national level test series set by the best educators. And at the end of the day, you'll be getting, an overall position of your performance, etc., and your performance analysis, etc. And this way, you will be able to improve upon any of your mistakes. So it's going to be that complete package with the best educators across the nation on the best in the kind of platform in the form of best of the kind of programs that you can have. And how do you avail this Unacademy subscription? You can either do it from web-based version or app-based version. If you don't have an Unacademy learning app, do download it because you would have a lot of benefits. Once you start following me, you'll be getting live notifications on many free of cost classes. And moreover, if you have an Unacademy subscription, you can attend classes from anywhere. And even in either both of the cases, just to log in, and if you're on app, click on the left hand top corner extension bar, choose plus, choose IIT JEE as your goal, and then click on this get subscription button. And students, let me tell you another amazing thing about an Unacademy subscription. It's just one subscription with unlimited access, and you do not have any batch restrictions on an Unacademy subscription platform. This is one of the best things for your JEE preparation because you are not restricted by any batch, and you can attend as many programs as you want. It can be micro courses, it can be droppers batch, it can be many more things along the way. And in fact, we have programs for both JEE Mains and JEE Advanced at a single cost on an Unacademy subscription platform. And guys, coming to what kind of program you should be choosing. So yeah, listen to this really carefully. So you are a 2021 aspirant, this is for you. Okay, students who have exam now, so this is for 2021 aspirants. It's a 6-month program, of course. Okay, we used to recommend up until now 12-month program, but right now you only have 6 months for your exams. So you want to choose your program, smartly and accordingly, and even attend things as per what you want to achieve at the end of the day. And coming to the pricing part, a 6-month program is only going to cost you near about 25,000. That's pretty economical, guys. And students who are about to get into 12th class, or who are planning to drop, can go for a 1-year subscription depending upon how well you are prepared. So this might be like 2022 aspirants, and this is going to be like a 12-month program, which is only going to cost you less than 2,900 per month, 2,888. So that's going to be like near about less than 35,000 for a total year, right? And that is an amazing thing over here. So it depends upon your preparation whether you're going to go for a 12-month or a 24-month program. So let's say you are going to get into 12th class, but you're only half prepared, or if you're planning to first of all cover some some programs and then plan for things, maybe you want to go for a 12-month subscription. Let's say you haven't begun your preparation at all, then maybe probably you want to go for a 24-month subscription. And this 24-month subscription is of course very reasonable. It comes with lots of perks and benefits. One of the things is you have courses for 2022 aspirants focused for this kind of time period, and who all would be going for this, or who all should be going for this. As I told you, one of them is going to be either 2022 aspirants who are planning to prepare for 1.5-2 years. And other could be like students who are going to get into 9th to 11th class. It's a 2-year long journey. So coming to the pricing part, it's very economical. All it is going to cost you is 50,000 for 50,400 for 2 years. And that is like less than 70 rupees a day. Okay, and this is about plus subscription. We have something beyond plus subscription that is known as iconic subscription. So whatever we have discussed up until now is about plus subscription, right? So all of these features like best in class platform with best in class educators in the form of best in class programs is going to be a plus subscription. And what do we have beyond this plus subscription? Something known as iconic subscription. And what do we get on iconic subscription? We get access to not only the best educators, everything that you get on plus. Along with that, you will be also getting access to personal mentoring, one-on-one coaching from IITians and NITians who will be delivering expert guidelines to you for your preparation. And not only that, you will be also getting access to many more things like strategy sessions, like study planning, etc. from IITians and NITians. So think about it, IITians and NITians who have successfully gone through this journey and who have cracked the exam are present on iconic subscription. So not only that, we also have many best educators and authors with whom you can plan this your entire journey of 2 years, 1 year or 6 months on iconic subscription. So why am I being specific about having the best educators and IITians and getting a personal coaching from them? Because you must have previously gone through the journey, they must have previously gone through the journey, and they will be able to guide you accurately, and they have previously cracked the exam successfully, and this way they will be able to give you those correct insights for you to succeed in your exam. Hi, Manukonda Harshavardhan. Hi, Manukonda Harshavardhan. Hi. So yes, coming to the pricing part, students, it's all going to cost you. If you go for a 6-month subscription, who should be going for it. It should be 2021 aspirants. So 2021 aspirants, you may want to only go for a 6-month subscription, not a 12-month or 24-month at this point of time. Given the amount of time you have. And an iconic subscription is going to cost you less than 35,000. And students who are in who are going to get into 12th class or planning to drop may want to go for a 1-year subscription, which is going to cost you near about 58,500. And students who are going to get into 9th to 11th class may want to go for a 2-year subscription, which is going to cost you less than 50,000 a year. That's going to be near about 45,000 per year. Yes, and that being said, do not forget to apply Murli Live code, be it plus subscription or iconic subscription, to get the best maximum discount. Yes, you can get the maximum discount and many more benefits by applying Murli Live coupon if you're going to purchase 6 months, 12 months or 24 month plus or iconic subscription. So make sure you apply Murli Live code while purchasing an Unacademy subscription. You can also unlock many more features on Unacademy learning platform like your Unacademy Combat, test series for free of cost by applying Murli Live code. So make use of Murli Live code wherever possible, be it you're purchasing Unacademy subscription or unlocking any free features, etc. And students, you can also follow me on Unacademy learning app to get live updates on the free of cost full length session that I keep conducting on Unacademy learning app as well. So alright, let's get into the session. It's going to be a super interesting session. Hi, Manukunda Arshivardhan Reddy, and do not forget to call your friends to this session because it's going to be a super interesting session. Not only that, also do share this video. Do not forget to share this video. We are anyway discussing full length lectures. Okay, so let's get into this lecture. This is one of the 4-mass system. And how do you work around 4-mass system? First of all, we'll be discussing 4-body system, 4-point masses. And then we'll be having something known as n-body system. How do you work for an n-body system? And then we'll be discussing for basically calculating the gravitational potential energy, right? And then we'll be discussing, let's say you have a sphere, this earth or any object. Does this object as such have a self-energy? Do you have a self-energy? Yes, everyone of us do have a self-energy due to this gravitational potential energy. And this is basically what is gravitational potential energy. It is equivalent to that of the work done in assembling this mass. So some work must have been done to assemble this mass in this form. I'm talking about in point masses case, not an industrial manufacturing or something. So think about it, tiny point masses must have been brought together of different materials, different masses to make this pen. Similarly, your body, everything, anything around you is somehow built and in a way that it has been assembled with some bunch of masses or numerous amount of point masses. And how do we find out the energy of every single body that has been assembled? So we'll be discussing that part as well. And there is another interesting part in this session, right? And that is going to be timetable. Yes, of course, Banukunda. Yes. So students, from next week at 6 p.m. on weekdays we'll be having. I'm really sorry. On weekdays 6 p.m. we'll be having 11 class lectures, and at 7:30 p.m. on weekdays we'll be having, you know, like PYQ discussion. Okay, and tomorrow will be the PYQ discussion, and anyway you won't be coming on 31st and 1st. So, but you need to make use of your time very wisely. You must be planning things like smart. Even though if you're not attending lectures, still you should be taking some initiative towards your exam. All right. Of course, I will share the timetable as well. Assure them, don't worry about it. So yes, so this is about self energy. Now let's get started with, you know, like a small problem around it, like 4-mass system, and then there is also something known as, what is that mgh that we typically come across? Is it a valid expression all the time, or it's not a valid expression? Okay, first of all, let's get started with this. Typically there are 4 masses. I'll come to the point, how do you work around this 4 masses? Okay. First of all, given any n mass system, you should be knowing one among these 2 things. Okay, let me get started with a small thing. So how do you notice this thing? You know, like first of all, we'll be doing something known as we'll be counting the number of you know, like pairs, like mass pairs, number of unique mass pairs that exist, right? These point mass pairs are creating the potential energy, right? Potential energy is basically not just because due to Earth, but even due to us, you know, like Earth is experiencing a potential energy. So that way, just think about it. There is one mass and it is going to create 3 pairs. Okay. And then there is like this second mass. If you eliminate this mass, it's going to create how many pairs? Like 2 pairs. One with 3m, other with 2m, right? One with 3m, other with 2m. So there will be 2 pairs. And then coming to the 3m mass, how many pairs should be there? It's basically everything is included. Okay, 4m is eliminated, m is eliminated, only 1 is going to be there, that is between 3m and 2m. So between these 2, suppose that you can eliminate both, and single point masses do not have any potential energy of their own. Single point masses do not have, objects as such to have. Okay, so it's going to be 3 plus 2 plus 1, there should be 6 pairs, right? So this is first thing that you should be concluding. Okay, so there should be 6 pairs. Even before we get into this problem, you should be understanding this thing. And if you understood this thing, there should be 6 pairs. Now we will start working around potential energy for each and every pair. Okay, so we will do a thing. We'll be writing down potential energy. We'll be denoting it with a sign. So there should be 6 pairs, right? So potential energy is going to be, right? So first of all, let's go with two masses that are adjacent to each other. Going to be this. Okay, this let's label it as 1. Okay, so what is the potential energy? What is this? This is like 4 point masses arranged at the corners or at the you know, like vertices of a square. So this is U net and this is potential energy, total potential energy. This is going to be how much? Minus of G into M into 4M divided by L. Okay, this is due to 1. And then we'll be going for the next pair. The next pair is going to have something like again L distance between the masses. This time 4M and 3M mass are interacting, and there would be an energy due to this interaction due to 4M mass and 3M mass. Right, and the distance between them is, it's basically G, M1, M2 by R. In this case, M is going to be 4M and 3M divided by L, because R is L. Okay, and then due to this is going to be the second pair that we have just done. Then we are going to have something known as third pair, right? And there would be also similarly a 4, of course. These are like the easy pairs that we are initially assessing and calculating it for them. Okay, and this is going to be how much? G into 3M, 2M. So it's basically 3M plus of, sorry, into 2M divided by L. Okay, and then we have M and 2M. This is going to be, sorry, fourth pair, right? Not third pair. It's going to be a fourth pair. Already done 3 pairs. We already have 3 pairs. This is going to be 4th pair. What is that going to be? Distance between them is how much? L again. And it's M and 2M. Okay, this should be clear up until here. Okay, so but this is not the way to go about it. I'll give you a very easy way of doing this. This is like the beginner way of working around this kind of problems. Okay. Yes, of course, you will have this schedule. Don't worry, Manakonda, you will have this schedule by the end of this week, and it's definitely going to be gravitation. We'll be completing it probably by the end of next week, or post that we'll be completing gravitation, and post that we'll be dealing with thermodynamics or KTG, whichever has higher weightage. I'll be moving according to your weightage. Let me do that analysis first, because we can probably take up some topic in your your some topic of your this thing, like mechanics, but I don't think mechanics is a vast topic. There is a lot of unpredictability in your mechanics, so that way I think it's better off we go with something like what do I say, it's better off we go with some topic that carries good amount of weightage and that is like comparatively easy in terms of your examination, not maybe in terms of your concepts, etc. Mechanics definitely has some of the easiest concepts, but in terms of your examination you might be better off with like KTG or thermodynamics. We'll be discussing those kind of topics post that. And PYQ session, will be completing PYQ sessions of current and electricity and then moving on to modern physics, etc. If you're keen about attending even 2021 aspirant sessions, I definitely do recommend the 2022 aspirants as well attend it, because the reason is it's simple, because we are not just discussing concepts, we are also discussing techniques, and you can understand them from this session. Right, there is again another two pairs, two pairs. One is going to be this pair, and these two masses m and 3m are, so this arrangement of masses do matter. If you understood, to assess the energy, arrangement of masses do matter a lot. Okay, so this is going to be how much? G into m into 1m and 3m divided by how much? Root 2L, right? One side is L, other side is L, 90 degrees, it's a square, so it should be root 2L. That's it. And then again you have these two pairs separated by the same kind of distance. Okay, try rearranging these masses and see if you're getting the same potential energy. You might not be getting the same potential energy, students. Altogether, a different expression is what you will see. It definitely will see a different expression. So arrangement of masses do matter. So this could be like a small true or false match the following question, where they are asking you whether arrangement of masses do matter. Yes, they do matter. Okay, arrangement of masses absolutely do matter. Okay, there is a 2m and 4m mass separated by how much distance? Under root 2m. There you go. We are going to finally write down this expression and done. Hi Devara Varun. Hi. Hello students. Good evening. And there you go. But anyway, today's lecture is going to be super interesting, because we are not just going to deal with this is definitely one of the problems that you will come across if you go to any of the JEE preparation books or any competitive exam books. This is going to be one thing that you'll come across. But this is not the real kind of interesting problem. I'd say this is a good problem, definitely a very good problem, a starter problem. But post this, we'll be having some amazing things will be coming across. Okay, I'm going to just add up all the expression. Let me give you a quick brief before I write down everything in one place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use all this L's and find out what is the net of the L. Here I'm going to have a 4 plus of 6, 4 into 3, 12. 4 plus of 12, 16. 16 plus of 6, it's basically 3 into 2, 6. So 16 plus of 6, 22. 22 plus 2. Right? So here we have 4m square. And then the next expression is 12m square, 4 into 3, so 16m square, and then you have like 6m square, 22m square, 22m square, 24m square, right? That is the first one. Okay, so we will be having something like 22 gm square by L. Okay, and this is negative. Why is it negative? It's an attractive force. You'll perfectly understand this as we get into more and more of potential energy. Why do we have negative, and this negative, does it have any significance? Yes, absolutely. Okay, then this is very simple, right? This is 3m square divided by root 12. Don't forget the root 12. I'm not mentioning the root 12, but while writing down, I'll be writing down the root 12. So it's 3m square plus of 8m square. That's going to be like 11m square. So 11 gm square by root 2l. Okay. So first of all, you have to look into what kind of answer is being expected. Okay, root 12 is in the denominator. In another case, it's not in the denominator. First of all, let's take it in the denominator and see what do we get. Either it has to be 2l or root 12 if you're going to multiply the other side with root 2. L and the other side with 2. So probably I'm expecting root 2l should be present. So let's calculate this. I'm going to take out gm square as common, 11 as common, and then L as common. In this side, I'm going to also do a thing that is multiplied the denominator with the root 2 and the numerator with the root 2. So you will be having something like this, root 2, and then over here you will be having a root 2, and there should be a negative, of course. Getting the negative part. It's an attractive force, so there will be a negative, right? So negative, why it's negative? It's negative because it's an attractive force, okay? And I think that's it. Is that it? Yes. Oh, yeah. This should be your potential energy expression. Okay, this should be your potential energy expression. That's it. Okay, let's verify the answer once. Okay, there is a 24 thing, but I think it's 22. Let's verify this. 4 plus 12, 16, 16 plus 6, 22, 22 plus 2, 24. Okay, it's 24 actually. This should have been 24. That's why I should write it down first and later on explain this. And anyway, that is correct. There cannot be 11 outside. This is a small calculation blunder. Let's quickly. So there will be a root 2l and there is a minus and there will be 24 root 2. Okay, so one of the things that we have taken wrong was that guy 24 root 2. Here we will be having 11, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, we got it. Alright, let's move on to the next thing. So now comes the thing. Okay, that is, this problem is done. Okay, this was just a very good problem. Now let's say you have, like, you know, some masses arranged on the like similar masses in this case. And now what I'm going to discuss is not the problem itself. Problem, you can try it out. I'll give you the method of doing this. There is definitely a very easy method of approaching these kind of problems. So what I was saying is, so let's say you have n pairs. Okay, in this case it's 8 pairs. So just observe how are we approaching this problem. Okay, so it's like 8 point masses are arranged at the at the corners of a cube. So in this case, what I'm going to do is, first of all, take one mass, and based on that one mass, I'm going to see how many pairs exist. It's not like what is the exact value. Value would be different. Value, you need to approach it maybe even this way or the other way around. But first of all, you're writing down an expression like this. Yeah, we already knew there should be 6. So while we were doing the calculation, actually, what we are doing is we are counting it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6. And then we said that okay, there are 6 pairs. Hence, this is fine. Okay, we got this expression to be correct. Okay. So let's say you have 8 point masses in this case arranged at the corners of a cube. How do you know the pairs? Okay, let's do a thing first. Let's calculate it manually just for your understanding. So I'm going to call this as n, capital N. Okay, so first mass, how many pairs it can form? Once you have formed the pairs with the mass, you are going to strike off that mass. Okay, first mass, how many pairs it can form? Like one pair with this, one pair with this, one pair with this, 3 pairs, and 4 pairs on the bottom with the 4 masses. Okay, different distances, of course. Like 3 are going to have same distance, but rest are going to have different distance. Okay, so but how many were there? 7. Did we have 7? 3 on the top and 4 on the bottom. Then we strike off this. Then move on to the next one. How many would you see? You will see 1, 2, not, you should not be touching the striked off one, 2, and then 4 on the bottom, right? How many were there? 6. Okay, and then you strike off this mass as well, and then you'll be going for the next mass, and there you'll be seeing 2 on the top, like 1 pair on the top, I'm sorry, not 2 on the top, but 1 pair on the top, then 4 on the bottom. Okay, so just a moment, 7, 6, and 1 pair on the top, 4 on the bottom, that's going to be 5. Okay, so done with the other one, and now you have this one left. This may look little, you know, like this thing, but eventually you'll understand what we are doing. Okay, and what about this? This is one mass, and this mass is forming pairs with whom? All on the bottom. So it's basically 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, 3 and 4, right? So that is going to be like 4. Okay, if you remember, let me erase all of this, and I'll also strike off the masses that we have already completed, because this is just for your understanding. I'm just going to erase all of this, and we'll be discussing what I'll be doing. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to strike off this, strike off this, strike off this. This is basically a square on the bottom, right? These 4 masses are nothing but a square. That is like 3 plus 2 plus 1, right? 3, 2, 1, just like how we did earlier. Just to show you a sample, okay, this is little, still it's not very efficient to add. That is what I'm going to show you. We need a shortcut. Okay, we need a shortcut because we need an understanding how to work around them. So what I'm saying is, if at all, okay, if at all n masses do exist, if n masses do exist, in this case n is equal to how much? Okay, let me just call off everything, all the strike offs, etc, 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 etc. So n masses exist, okay, in a system. In this case n is 8. What have we been doing? N mass system, right? N point mass system, rather I would be writing it down as n point mass system. Okay, n masses exist. What are we actually doing? We are adding n minus 1. What is 7? N minus 1. And then we are adding n minus 2. In fact, if you approach your problem this way, you would not be making any mistake. Okay, I'm not saying this is the easiest way. The easiest way is, of course, going to be assess, like, you know, what is like the configuration with this guy, and then separately assessing it for this guy, and you know, this guy and this guy, because they are all going to have the same kind of thing. Still you start with the one mass, okay, and then this is going to be included in the other thing, and then we'll be having it for 3 diagonally opposite mass. It's a simple question actually if you're going to solve it this way. So, but what have we been doing for counting the pairs? We are adding like n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3. That's what we are doing, right? What is 5? 5 is nothing but 8 minus 3, and so on till 1. What is this? Rearrange it. It's basically 1 plus 2 plus 3, so on till n minus 1. So basically you are adding stuff until n minus 1 to identify the number of pairs. Is that what we are doing? Yes. So what it should be? It should be n minus 1 into n minus 1 plus 1 by 2. Basically n into n minus 1 by 2. Just like how you do n into n plus 1 by 2, if it goes till n, in this case it is going until n minus 1. Basically n minus 1, n into n plus 1 by 2. In this case n minus 1 into n minus 1 plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, adding numbers, guys, like your arithmetic progression, that's it. So there you go, this is going to be n, right? So this is going to be n into n minus 1 by 2. You can remember it this way. So your n is what? Do note it down. You should be always having a pair. If there is a n point mass system or an n mass system, okay, we are only discussing about point masses. Okay, you should be having how many pairs of for your potential energy calculation? N into n minus 1 by 2. That's it. That's all you need to know. You can remember this thing, but you need to conceptually understand how do we get around this. Okay, all right. So let's get into a very interesting problem, guys. So I think for calculating potential energy, everything should be clear. Now what we are going to do is we are going to get started with altogether a very new topic, which can be a probable like kind of topic that you can maybe even NMAS system is possible, but I don't think NMAS system is something that would be directly be asked. NMAS system or like 3-mass system or 4-mass system would be asked in your exam such a way that some masses are resting at some position and they come to some position. Now what is the velocity of those masses? It's a similar question. Try it out yourself as well. So there are 3 point masses of equal mass m. Okay, all these 3 point masses have mass m, and m, and they are lying at the corners of a triangle with a side length 12. Okay, now that being said, after some time what is happening, the point masses are at the corners with side length L. Now find the velocity of the point mass in the final contour. Okay, it's a very interesting problem. Do try it out, and you'll understand many more things as we move into this question. This is definitely a very interesting. Okay. Alright guys, so to find out the velocity, what you are going to do, it's a conservation of energy problem. It's typically a conservation of energy problem. 3 point masses initially lying on 2 and 12 length, and they have come down to, so initially they were lying at the corners of an equilateral triangle having 12 side length. Now they are at the corners of a triangle with L and L side length. Now the question arises, what has happened in this process? So let me ask you a thing. So in this change in the configuration, let's do a thing. Let me color code this thing so that it's easy. So I'm going to call this first triangle, the last one, as 1, and the small one as 2. Okay. So now the question arises, first of all, you understood that there is a change in potential energy because there is change in distances between the masses. So it has to be either a new mass introduced in the system or the change in distances between the masses. Here there is a clear change in distance between the masses. So my question is, what has happened from 1 to 2? Has the potential energy increased or decreased? Think about it carefully. The denominator's value is decreasing, and the 1 minus 2, right? 1 minus. So denominator's value is decreasing. Potential energy is inversely proportional to distance between them. That means the potential energy should be increasing as it moves from 1 to 2. No, it's a negative sign. If it's a negative sign, what is going to happen? The potential energy is going to, of course, decrease. What is happening? Potential energy is decreasing. If it's decreasing, who has that potential energy? Who has the potential energy actually? Basically, kinetic energy. The potential energy was decreasing, and just a moment. If it hadn't been negative, what would happen? It would be, according to mathematically speaking, it should not be decreasing but rather increasing, right? So decreasing, that means what is happening, guys? It is being converted. Okay, you'll understand this as we substitute the sign and etc. that it's decreasing actually. Okay, initially, just looking at the expression of G m1 m2 by r, it looks like it's increasing. It's not increasing, students, it's decreasing. So decreasing and being converted to what? Kinetic energy. Okay, really simple. So now, first of all, let's do a thing. Let's calculate the potential energy of configuration 1. It's a very simple problem. We have already done this. It's basically how much minus 3 masses, 1 mass, 2 mass, 3 mass, same side length L, 12. So what it should be? Basically 3 into minus 3 into G into m square by 2L. Right? Now coming to the potential energy of configuration 2. Configuration 2, the side length is how much? Length L, length L, length L, like side length L, L and L distances between the masses. So it's going to be how much? It's basically minus 3gm square by L. That's it. So to find out whether potential energy has increased or decreased, what you are going to do? You are going to subtract potential energy 1 from potential energy 2. Right? Potential energy 1 to potential energy 2, which has been converted to kinetic energy. Okay, shall we do this? Yes, this is 1, this is 2. Okay, let me do a thing. Let's continue with the same kind of color code. That it's convenient for understanding things, and it's really easy. It's simple, guys, but this could be one of the most probable things that you can expect in your exam. So this is the kind of thing that might be asked in exam, right? So change in potential energy delta U is going to be how much? U1 minus of U2, right? Just a moment. U1 minus of U2. Okay, I think it is fine. So yes, so now what you know is U1 is how much? Minus 3gml square, 3gm square by 2l, minus 3gm square by 2l. So it's going to be minus 3gm square by 2l, and there is a negative, like subtraction of a negative quantity. And what is that negative quantity? This time 3gm square by L, right? 3gm square by L. So there you go, and you subtract both of them. Now let's just change it all into same color. This is going to be plus, and hence you're going to have something like this is going to be plus, right? This minus minus would become a plus, this would become a plus quantity, and of course this plus quantity is greater. Potential energy as increased or decreased. It has decreased by some quantity, right? Some positive quantity. It has decreased by some positive quantity. Okay, you're subtracting potential energy 1 from 2. It has decreased by some positive quantity. I'm repeating this again and again because this should be clear. Okay, because this is very important as we move further into the topic, and this thing should be very, very clear. Okay, okay, this is how much? This is 3gm square by L. I'm taking that out as common. This is 1 minus of 1 by 2 is what we have. Yes, we have. So it's basically 3 by 2. How much it has decreased by? It has decreased by 3 by 2 gm square by L. Positive quantity has decreased by a positive quantity, right? If this was a negative thing, then it has not decreased, but it has increased, right? You subtract two quantities, and that quantity, that difference is yielding, like a positive quantity. That means it has decreased. It's really that simple. And if that was a negative quantity, what does it mean? It has increased. Okay, from position 1 and position 2 we are subtracting. And what has happened to this? This has been converted into kinetic. Really that simple. What has happened to this? It has been converted into kinetic energy, right? So there we go, and it has been converted into kinetic energy. So let's calculate kinetic energy. So kinetic energy in position 1, how much? 0. And position 2 is where you are gaining the kinetic energy, right? Position 2, there is a kinetic energy. How much is that kinetic energy? Because potential energy has decreased. So that has been converted into kinetic energy. That is going to be, there are 3 masses, mass 1, mass 2, mass 3, and they are similar masses, hence you can write down something like this: 3 into kinetic energy of each mass, half of m, capital M, v square. So basically 3 by 2 mv square, guys. Right? So there you go. What I'm saying is this delta K E is nothing but the delta U, potential energy, that has been gained. So if that is true, what is this? This is 3 by 2 gm square by L. Just writing down that expression. And this is how much? 3 by 2 from here, m v square, right? So there you go, 3 by 2, 3 by 2, and mass m and m would get cancelled. Post this will be getting into a very, very interesting problem. This is definitely you'll understand something even more interesting. I'll be giving you more hints, but these are like, you know, logical things. These are not like even exam hints. These are like exam hints as well, but they're like logical hints. So your final velocity should be how much? 3 by 2, 3 by 2 cancelled out. 1m and other m cancelled out. And then you have something like v is equal to under root of gm by l. Okay. There you go, you got the velocity in such cases. If it's of different masses, you need to add the kinetic energy accordingly and even the change in potential energy accordingly. This is a simpler version of your problem. Okay, you need to practice definitely a little advanced version of it. Okay, but this is a popular kind of problem that you'll come across in pretty much every single. Okay, so yes. Okay, I'm going to give you some hint around this problem. What I mean by hint is like a hint that you want to remember or you want to understand. Okay, I'll give you a logical explanation behind that as well. Okay, so what is being said is there are two masses, m1 and m1. Let me first explain the problem, later on you can read the problem. m1 and m1, and these masses are separated by a distance 2l. And from the midpoint at a distance root 3 by l, there is a mass m dash kept. Now what you have done is, you have let loose this mass. Which mass? Just this mass. These two masses are fixed. Okay, they are not being let to move anywhere, so that the potential energy due to these two masses does not change. So should you be including these masses potential energy during delta U calculation, change in potential energy? No, we don't do that, right? We don't do that. Yes, absolutely, we are not going to do that. So now in that case, now the question is, once this mass reaches at this point, what is its like speed? Okay, now this is a very interesting question. Okay, now if you have noticed the option, I'll explain this question. Before that, there is a very important thing you need to understand. I'm going to write down an expression, and from that I'm also going to conclude something very interesting. There is mgh and there is half mv square. Okay, if you do this just in general, okay, equating this thing just for like kind of, you know, like an expression to understand things. So we'll see this is v under root of 2gh. So if there was you know, like a body with mass m, small m, and it's coming down on the surface of earth from a height h, we'll be saying at this point what is its velocity. So that is how we calculate this. But in this case, let me ask you a question. Here's the question. So your final expression, is it dependent really upon the mass of the ball? You know this thing. This is what Newton said in the beginning, right? He said that you drop, you know, like bodies of different masses, but ultimately they are going to reach the surface of the earth at the same time. You can drop a heavier ball, or you can, I think it's Galileo who first proposed it, was later Newton who has again said the same point. But yeah, they have said the same thing. But anyway, like, you know, they said that, you know, you drop a mass, you drop two bodies of different masses, but ultimately they will be coming down at the same time, irrespective of the masses. Same goes for velocity as well, because they're experiencing same kind of gravitational acceleration. Okay, so they are going to reach at the surface of the earth with the same kind of velocity. Very similar, very same kind. Okay, this thing will change altogether once your perspective of everything is going to change in this gravitation. But this is how it all works. So in that case, given in this expressions, if you have noticed, one of them is dependent upon m1, the fixed masses, and the other one is dependent upon m dash. Okay, so among those, which expression should be true? Your final result cannot be dependent upon m dash. Your final result wasn't dependent upon the small m, right? Where is the small m? There is no small m, right? Small m independent, m independent, right? The time, the velocity, all these things are time independent. So similarly, even in this case, B and C cannot be the answer. Just giving you how do you evaluate your questions in your exam using concept, students. Okay, you can typically start attending PYQ sessions to understand more around them. But it's not dependent upon m dash either. It has to be this or either this or this. We need to identify between these both, which should be the answer. So this is based on like a universal concept. Now let's get into this question. So here comes the thing. So what happens? The distance is increasing or decreasing? So first of all, distance is decreasing between the masses, and I'm going to only calculate the change in potential energy of one mass. What am I going to do now? Change in U of this m dash. I'm not worried about the fixed masses, right? Because one thing, the expression ultimately is not going to change. You can do this thing both sides. You'll be adding the same value and subtracting them. So if this, due to these two masses, they are not moving anywhere. So you'll be only worried about the m dash, change in U, like the potential energy due to m dash. Okay, let me write it down neatly. So we are going to only calculate the potential energy of m dash mass. Just like how you have been doing, dropping from like certain height from your from the surface of the earth. You'll in fact understand that's not a very accurate expression, that will fail many a times. What m dash? All right, guys. This is L. This is root 3L. Right, what is initially the distance between m dash and m1? So this is hypotenuse under root 3L square, that is 3L square plus of L square. That is going to be under root of 4L square, that's going to be 2L, students. Similarly, even on this side, it's going to be 2L. It's a simple, straightforward question. Don't worry about it. There is nothing, So what are we actually doing over here? I'm going to write down something. Just keep noticing that thing and try to understand this thing. So we are discussing about U of m dash. Okay, U1. Okay, I'll give it an expression like this. This is just a way to express things. U1. Okay, for position 1, I'm calling this to be a position 1. Okay, when it reaches this point, I'm going to call this as position 2. So what is the potential energy of m dash mass? It's basically minus G into m dash into that of m1. Okay, this is one pair. Okay, it forms actually only two pairs, right? One pair by 2L. The final result cannot be dependent upon m dash. Do remember that. Minus of, again this thing, this that second pair, same thing, m dash m1. So basically you would have done 2. Simply you would have done 2. So this is G m dash 1 divided by 2L. Okay, so at position 1, what was the potential energy? It's basically, there will be minus 2. So it's going to be Gm1 m dash of how much? There's 2L added, basically L. This is at position 1. Again we are going to observe the same thing, students. What is happening? Your potential energy is going to decrease or increase. Decrease, it's like falling from a certain height, right? From certain height from the earth. That's like the same kind of thing that we are going to deal right now. Okay, this is at position 1. Let's calculate for the position 2. Okay, position 2 is rather very easy for m dash. So now your m dash is here. It has already come to this point. What is the distance? L and L. It's all point masses. Okay, two system, first and the second one, separated by distance L and L, m dash. Basically we can say potential energy of m dash at position 2 is how much? Minus, do not forget the minus sign. Minus 2 into, okay, or 2 into minus, I should have rather said. Okay, that is rather the best approach. It's 2 into minus G of m1. Since same distance I'm writing down m1 m dash, and again there will be an m1 m dash, hence 2 divided by L. So that's going to be how much? Something like U at position 2 is going to be like minus 2 into G m1 m dash by L. So this is your expression for your potential energy at this position. Which position? We call this position to be position. Really simple. So we have obtained expressions for potential energy. Now our objective would be to find out what is the change in potential energy so that we can find out the kinetic energy. So this has been released. Okay, this is one of the typical things students I have observed in the paper as well, previous year papers. So they would be saying something like this. Okay, here I'm clearly stating it's at rest. Okay, but in your paper it might not be at rest, but it has been released. Just like how I'm releasing this object from here, I'm just saying I'm releasing it. Releasing it means it's already at rest. Someone is holding it to release it. So it might be at rest or released. Okay, so initially you assume the kinetic energy to be 0. Okay, so let's get to the final expression. So change in potential energy is how much? Potential energy at position 1. Position, okay, first of all, like this, but okay, let me do this way. Change in potential energy of whom? M dash. Change in potential energy of whom? M dash. What are we going to do? Potential energy at position 1 minus that of potential energy at position 2. Okay, potential energy of M dash at position 1 minus that of potential energy of M dash at position 2. So this was how much the expressions are something like this. If I do remember, that's a very simple expression. It's basically minus G m1 m dash divided by like we had something like I think L. And then minus of minus, basically plus, so that's G m1 m dash divided by L into that of 2, so that over here. Okay, so there we go. Change in potential energy of m dash is going to be how much? It's like basically G mm. Okay, 2 minus 1 guys, basically 2 minus 1, positive quantity, huh? It's positive quantity, so it's G m1 m dash by L. And what is this? This is basically the new kinetic energy of your system. Kinetic energy of your system, but in that system 2 masses are fixed. This mass and this mass is fixed. Basically it's the kinetic energy. So I hope you are exactly getting how you are getting the expression for your this is the potential energy when you are dropping object from certain height. How do you get this? Under root 2 GH expression. That is not correct. Again and again I'm correcting that thing. You will understand more and more as we move into this chapter. Okay, and this should be like delta U is nothing but delta Ke of whom? M dash. In both the cases it's M dash. M dash. It's the same actually even for the whole system. It's the same thing. It's basically half of M dash V square. So half of M dash of V square is going to be how much? So I think we had an expression like G m1 m dash divided by L. Is that it? Yes. Yes. Okay, m dash gets cancelled in this process, and you will be having something like under root 2gh kind of expression. Okay, but this is a different one. I'll come to this point later on. So this will be like 2g m1. It's dependent upon whom? Just m1 guys. It's not dependent upon m dash. It's not dependent upon m dash given that m1 is fixed. Basically that is where the concept lies. If at all m1 is fixed, it's not dependent upon m dash, not actually dependent upon that mass which has the velocity. Okay, it's moving in this direction with certain velocity. or like speed. It's not dependent upon what? M dash. Very important, right? On M dash. Simple as that. That's it. All right. Okay, let's do a thing. I hope this was clear. This is how we get our expression, etc. We have a couple of more things to deal with. One of the most interesting things would be like gravitational potential energy, the spherical shell with radius r and mass m uniformly distributed throughout its surface. So what is happening is you have a spherical shell, and I'm asking you what is the potential energy of the spherical shell? I mean, like, it's a mass, right? A single mass cannot have any potential energy, can it? Like, single masses don't have potential energy. Like one mass cannot have, or single masses cannot have any potential energy. Well, this is true, isn't it? You are always calculating, it's an energy, right? Two systems should be interacting. Two systems should be interacting for it to have any potential energy. Let me tell you something like this is not zero. It's not zero. Why it's not zero? Because this is not a single mass system. That single mass system here, what we mean is point masses. So only for point masses, this statement is valid. If it's not point mass, this statement is not at all valid. Any practical system, that's what I was saying in the beginning. This pen over here has some potential energy. You yourself do have some potential energy, because you are basically assembly, somehow you have this configuration, you have this structure, etc. That is having some potential energy. Easy, simple to understand that some work has to be done. See, to have a single point mass, which is like an hypothetical concept, you're not doing any work. Okay, but to assemble that masses into specific shape, like the spherical shell or this pen, or maybe like like what you are looking like, there is some energy involved in it. And what is that energy? That is basically, it's kind of equivalent to that of work done to get it into that shape. This looks like a circle, but it's not a circle, it's a spherical shape. Okay, now let's understand how do we work around this problem. So what I'm saying is basically, okay, you'll understand this in detail. What I'm saying is, assume this, initially this guy had no mass. Okay, like this, there is a shell shape, but you don't have any, like this initially is having no mass. Okay, after some time you have put in some mass m. Not yet, you haven't yet constructed that whole spherical shell with mass capital M, but some small m. There, what do we typically say? We say that from infinity, we are getting and assembling it, right? We are getting and assembling it. Jay, so you are 2022 aspirant, 2021 or 2022 aspirant? Are you a 2022 or a 2021 aspirant, Jay? Yes, you can let me know that. 2021 aspirant. So you are still in 12th class, right? So why do you worry about it? There is an option to drop. So don't worry about it. You don't have to think about drop right away. Do a thing, get a 6-month subscription. Okay, you can go for a 6-month subscription if you're a 2021 aspirant. So do a thing, get a 6-month subscription, and it's never too late. Don't think about, so students, this is a typical advice for all 2021 aspirants. 2022 aspirants, you have time. That does not mean you have a lot of time. You have time to understand concepts, work around problems. But 2021 aspirants, this is like right now a race for you, right? You have one exam coming up in February, then there will be some other exam coming up in 2 months or 1 month, then there will be again an exam coming up in 1 month, 2 months. So be sure about your plan. Okay, if you can go for a 6 month subscription, Jay. No one, I wouldn't recommend going for a 2 year subscription or a 1 year subscription at this moment, because you have 6 months, and then if you're planning to drop post that, maybe you can go for another 1 year subscription. So right now, just focus on 6 month subscription. Focus on your preparation. So your preparation idea should be something like this. Your preparation plan 2021 aspirant should be something like this. Focus on the easy heavyweight topics, and your goal should be based on your preparation. Okay, how well you are prepared. Let's say I'm only 50% prepared. If you are only 50% prepared, there are high chances, students, very high chances of getting into top NITs. Trust me, like 4 months is too much. 4 months is too much given that you have 50% preparation. If 0% preparation, try hard until the last attempt. If it doesn't work out, drop. Don't worry about things. There is no absolute point in worrying about things. So you should be moving according to the weightage. Weightage is the most important part. At the same time, you should be able to complete the chapter according to the plan. So you should be having that plan. Now it's all about the plan. Don't worry about things. Believe in yourself. It will happen. If it doesn't happen, there's another chance. So don't worry about it. If you're a dropper, you should be worrying more. But since you're in 12th class, you don't have to worry about it a lot. Jay, I hope you got your answer. Do not forget to apply Muralidharan code while you purchase your 6 month subscription. And you can also go for Iconic subscription. That would be very helpful. And maybe we can do a thing at the end of the lecture. Again, you can ask me a few things. Yeah. Don't get tense, students. 2021 aspirants, don't get tensed. Is it going to help you if you're going to get tensed? Nothing is going to happen. Like at the end of the day, it has to be like, ultimately, getting tensed is not going to help you. So just focus on what you can do right now. That's the point. Okay. So if you're going to get tense, right, this is a common advice, be it 2022 aspirants, 2021 aspirants. Have you ever noticed that the day you get tensed, your work is totally hampered? Okay, you are not able to deliver your potential. That day you might have planned to, complete like 100 problems. Okay, but you're just getting tense throughout the day because I have an exam in 2 months. And you're probably only ending up doing 15 problems, maybe like, having some nap, and then, snacking on some food, and then having some chat with your friends, your parents, seeking some comfort zone. That's what you're doing when you're tensed, basically. But when you're not tense, right, what you're doing, you're actually working towards your goal. You have a plan, that, those 1.5 years of pandemic, 7-8 months of pandemic has disrupted your preparation, plus 1 year of first year. Everyone does it, right? First year is meant to enjoy, like for 11 classes meant to enjoy. So that way you might be tensed at that point, but you need to have a plan. You need to move smoothly. You cannot be tensed about it. You can definitely, Jay, exactly. Don't. And one more thing, students, I actually had a personal chat with one of my, really close students, and he too had a similar problem like Jay. Okay, so here one of the students is stating that, I'm trying to meet the expectations of my parents. Okay, and the thing is, like, what is happening to meet the expectations of parents, which has been set high, you're probably trying to work hard, right? And but you're not actually working hard. You are just getting tense because maybe it's that's how it works. Your parents' expectations are something else, your expectations are something else. They may not meet. It does not matter. What matters the most is what do you finally plan to achieve, because you are the ultimately the one who has to go through the journey. It's not your parents, right? You have to go through the journey. Your parents can guide you. Your parents can be a well-wisher. Your parents can show you some amazing routes for your life, but every route is just an ideal route. It may work or it may not work, but ultimately what is going to work for you is what you are going to plan and you are going to work towards. It's not like a plan of someone else is going to work for you. Plan of someone else is never going to work for you. Trust me. That is not how life works, students. Life works because you are moving. It's not that someone else is making you move. That is not at all possible, right? Someone else cannot make you influence each and every. They can definitely influence some of your actions, but they cannot influence all of your actions. You should have a clear goal in your mind that what you want to do, whether you want to get into those IITs and NITs, or whether your parents want to get into those IITs and NITs. If you want to get into those IITs and NITs, you need to plan for it. You need to have to set up those expectations. Your expectations at this moment will be like, for 2021 aspirants, or even for 2022 aspirants. 2022 aspirants, you'll be having a weekly target. Like, I'll be completing this chapter by the end of this week. 17 lectures of gravitation has been completed. So what I'll do is I will complete those 17 lectures of gravitation by the end of 2 weeks. I have some backlog. I've attended 4 lectures. I have 12 lectures more to attend. I have the weekend. I will be completing them. And 2021 aspirants, you have to set your daily expectations. It should be like, today I am going to probably complete maybe let's say 100 problems is good. At the moment, if you are only not very well prepared, 100 problems of particular mix of topics, it should be like complete. Like electrostatics is a good example. If you do 100 problems each day for 5 days, then your electrostatics is going to be complete. But you have to focus on chemistry as well. You have to focus on your math as well. So that will be like 2 weeks then. So that should be your objective. Another thing, 2021 aspirants, I'm making this PYQ sessions for you. Don't miss it out. And this new year, I know you guys are not going to attend any class, but you can do a thing. Don't squander them. You need to utilize them very smartly. Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely, Jay. Absolutely. I actually had a chat with one of my close, students, and he had the same problem that I'm getting tense because of parents' expectations. They do matter in a sense, like they are setting an expectations for your future, but to execute your plan, you cannot get tense. Just to remember that, work hard towards your goal. Have a clear plan in mind. Just, you can say your parents very simply that your expectations are not helping me. If they're pressurizing you, right, definitely you can say that. If they're not pressurizing you, it's just an internal pressure that you're taking, then you have to let that go. If you are trying to meet the expectations, it's a different thing. That means you are pressurizing yourself. Your parents are not pressurizing you. But there can be a situation where your parents are pressurizing you. There are many instances in where parents are pressurizing you. So at that moment, you must be sure to say that don't pressurize me because I'm working. You are hampering what I'm doing right now. I need to focus on my studies, and definitely this is the time not to cheat yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. Whatever you're preparing, you're getting 6 month subscription or be 12-month subscription. Even if you're planning to take a drop, I would say go for a 6-month subscription at the moment, and then think about your 1-year subscription. That is how it should be according to me. So take a 6-month subscription, or maybe you can go for a 1-year subscription depending upon how you want to do it. The pricing difference is not going to be huge, but you have to be, if you are going for a 1-year subscription, 2021 aspirants, especially in 12th class, you have to be sure about your drop. That drop is not, the 6 months for the drop is not that relaxation time, but this 6 months is an added advantage that you can prepare for. So that thing you have to remember. You have 2 options, either to crack it this time. So that's why I'm saying, take a 6-month subscription, be sure about your goals, move according to your weightage, have a clear plan in mind, do not get tensed. Say your parents simply that this is not time for me to get tense, this is time for me to focus on my education, on my studies, else I won't be able to succeed. Plan smartly. You have to allocate time to all the 3 subjects depending upon your completeness. Okay, how well you're prepared with math. If you're very good with chemistry, sometimes it happens, some students are really good with inorganic chemistry, then probably you're going to focus on the organic part and the physical part. I would say physical is better. Physical is easier like compared to an organic. So that is something that you can do. So plan things smartly. Have a plan on the paper, not just in your mind. This is the time to create a checklist and keep marking how well you're prepared at the end of the day. So that is something that you should be doing. You should be having a plan. You should be having it on a piece of paper. You should be having a daily expectations for yourself. You should be focusing all your energy at the moment on your preparation, not on something else. Not on something that an expectation set by your parents, or something that is being set by your friends, etc., or your relatives expecting something from you. No. So take a 2-year subscription in that case, right? That is the best thing. Take a 2-year subscription, and but Jay, this 6 months you cannot be like chilled out about your preparation. This 6 months, just focus as if this 6 months you are going to crack it. Let that 1.5 year or 1 year of subscription go waste. It does not matter. What matters most is you getting into like better government funded technical institutes like GFTIs or NITs, etc. So take it as a 2-year subscription, but that is just a cost saving strategy for you. You're basically save the cost, right? That way you can go for a 6 months and a 1 year, or go for a 1 year subscription and a 6 month subscription later. Okay, go for a 1 year subscription. Okay, in your case, if you're sure that you're going to drop, go for 1 year subscription, later on go for a 6 month subscription, 20 hours. Okay, that way you will be also saving money. Okay, this is definitely you're saving money. If you're going for 1 year subscription and then 6 month subscription, you're saving definitely money. And students, don't stop until JEE Advanced. You never know. For some students, JEE Advanced is easier than JEE Mains. For some students, JEE Mains is easier than JEE Advanced. Trust me, this is a fact. If you're even getting to the 90 percentile, right, focus and try to, give your best during your JEE Advanced. If nothing works out, you have up until next 2022 March. Okay, Jay, this would be for you. Just go for... No. I think you can go for a 1 year subscription and then a 6 month subscription. It depends, like whatever you want to do, it's up to you. I think 1 year subscription and a 6 month subscription. But during your 1 year subscription, this should be a goal that you should be able to, complete within 6 months. If it doesn't happen, that's a different thing. Okay, that's it. That's all, guys. That's all. Clear vision, clear goals, clear plans. And if you're on subscription, don't miss out test series. Don't miss out classes. Dedicated classes are being launched, right? There are some batches like some batches conducted by some of the best educators, like that has been just launched on 20th of December, and then on 24th of December you have the main Unacademy team launching Manzil batch, etc. See which suits you the best. Maybe you don't want to attend those batches, you want to attend the individual courses, micro courses, or maybe like you want to join a droppers batch right away. But it all depends upon your plan. Subscription should be on your plan. This is my advice. 1 year, 6 months would suit you better. Maybe you'll be missing 1 month, but that 1 month anyway you're going to prepare on your own. Or maybe you go for a 2 years, but 2 years you're relaxing yourself a lot. You should not be, you should be relaxing mentally, but you should not be relaxing yourself while in terms of putting in the efforts, in terms of focusing that energy. Max out your energy. 4 months max out. You don't know whether this 4 months you're going to give a fruitful result or 6 months you're going to give a fruitful result. It does not matter. Just max out. Max out, max out, max out. And if you're sure about taking a drop, focus on your boards as well. It's also very important. Your boards are not going to happen in February, but you may have to prepare for boards along with the JEE Mains. So do things very smartly. That is my advice. And don't take pressure from your peers or from your parents, or just due to your, your kind of your self-thinking or etc. So that should not be happening, right? I hope this helps you, Jay. So this should be the thing. You can further get in touch with me during the classes for other advices. You can also come on special classes, but yeah, you can ask me any advice you would like over here. Okay, I hope this helps. So let's get into this amazing question, guys. This is definitely one of the most amazing questions. Yes, Shivansh. Hi Shivansh. Hi. Hi Shivansh, Ranjan, hi. So here is the thing, guys. So what have I done or what have we done? What we have done is basically we have been bringing small masses DM such that initially that structure had 0 mass. Okay, I am good, Shivansh. How are you? How are you, students? And how is everything going on? How is your preparation? Make sure you are making good use of this new year. Maybe you make a new plan. Okay, may not be it's necessarily you're attending classes because this is something that no one is doing, or maybe not you're giving some test series or something, but rather you can do something, if you're not planning to study, or if you're even not planning to cover your backlog, or if you can practice a little bit of problems at the end of the day. That it's kind of the new initiative that you're taking that new year. At the same time, have a plan, students, have a plan, everyone. This new year is for you to plan really well, and for this new year to be successful, you need to have a plan. Okay, that is very important. Okay, I'm good, Shivansh. How are you? So here are a few things. What I'm saying is, initially there was no mass. It was like a 0 mass system, just a spherical shell that you are imagining. Okay, then what you started doing is from infinity you started bringing small masses dm, 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 dm until it becomes capital mass and the main mass. Okay, and let's say at certain point of time this shell is having some mass m, just like how we do it all the time, and this has a radius r, just like what you can see. What is the potential of this I'm really sorry, of this shell? It's going to be something like minus gm by r. What is the potential on the surface of the shell? It's gm by r, right? That's it. That's all you need to know. It's really that simple. Now what? Okay, let me explain this thing again. There was, I think, little thing that we are discussing. So initially the mass was 0. And then what happened was we took it until we brought this small dm mass from infinity, and what we did is we brought it on the spherical shell, imaginary spherical shell, such that it gets a mass m. But during this process, during all this process, two things are changing. Okay, primarily actually one thing is changing. That is nothing but your mass is changing. If your mass is changing, the potential of the shell, that is the potential on the surface of the shell, is also changing. Okay, so what should we be doing? We should be doing some integration. So this is what I'm going to say. What is the work done? Work done, right? Work is done actually by the like the system itself in this case, but we're not going to do that. It's like V of the sphere at some mass m and dm. And what is this work? This is only an elemental work, small work. It's changing. The work is changing. Absolutely, it's changing. From having a zero mark, almost zero mass, you're almost doing no work. Having a mass m, capital M at the point, or m minus dm, you're doing the maximum work. So that way, the work is changing. Actually, every body has its own, like this thing, self energy. This is known as self energy, guys. That's what I'm saying. Focus your self energy on something useful this new year. Don't squander it this is going to be negative of negative naught. This is just VR. Okay, that's it. And what is the expression of VR? Minus gm by r into dm, and this is going to go from 0 to capital M. 0 to capital M. This is what we are doing. That's it. You do this integration, you will get the answer. It's very, 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 very interesting and a simple question. It's a very, very, very. And in this case, r is constant, and what are we saying? M is equal to 0 to, okay, m is equal to m. Small m is equal to m. This is the final is going to be m is equal to capital M, and you are bringing all this dm mass from infinity. That's it. So what is the work done? Work done is basically integration of minus gm. Let's say this as a mass m at certain point in time or certain point when you're doing this work, into dm, right? And this goes from where to where? 0 to capital M. So you start integrating this. What will you find? This is g is constant, r is constant, and it's basically m dm. Okay, so that's going to be how much? Minus of g by r of m square by 2. That's it. So this is a spherical shell case. Spherical shell is a very ideal case. Yes, this is defined as self potential and self potential energy. Okay. There is no self potential, it's potential energy, guys. So what I'm saying is a system of arrangement of masses. So to assemble this masses, some work has been done. It is stored in the form of energy. That's it. So this is known as self energy. Okay, self potential energy, or you can call it as self energy. Okay, I will indicate it at the end. We have many more interesting problems coming around this. In fact, our Earth has a good amount of self energy. So this is going to be minus g by r m square by 2, and this is from capital M to 0. So what is this work done? Work done is nothing but the potential energy or the self energy of the system. Potential energy of the system, or we call this to be self energy. Basically, self energy is a more popular term, students. Okay, you can simplify this expression. You would get this as minus G minus G capital M square by 2R. Okay, that's it. So your Earth also has some self energy. That is it. That is all you need to know. And this is what work done is. So this is what I mean to say. The thing. So it's like this. You exactly understand it like this. Work done in assembling this mass. So this is what? This is work done in assembling this mass. Negative work done. Not in done, but work done in. Okay. Anyway, that's a small grammatical mistake, I guess. Work done in assembling this mass. Assembling this mass. This mass with this specific configuration or this body, it's the best thing, and is the potential energy of the system or the self energy. Okay. Yes, why the work done is negative, students? The work done is negative because it's an attractive force, right? It's an attractive force. It's an attractive force throughout the masses. Hence, always your self energy is going to be negative, right? So if I had asked you what is, this is something that you have to remember as well. What is the self energy of this body? Self energy is going to be how much? Self energy of the body is going to be minus gm square by 2r, given that it's what? It's a spherical shell. Else the expression would be changing. Okay, there is a reason why this is negative. It's negative because it's attractive force, right? There's no other reason you have a negative terminology over here, because this is negative. Why is this negative? It's negative because it's attractive force. Because you are not binding the system. Who is binding the system? Someone else is binding the system, right? Who's that someone else? This attractive forces. That's it. This attractive forces between the masses are binding the system. You as an external agent or an external person don't have to do this all the time. Once it is done, it's done. Okay? Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. Very interesting question from Jay. So let's do a thing. This is definitely a very interesting question. Okay, there was a similar question, I don't remember earlier or something. I hope this is clear. Do definitely note it down. I'll just leave a second for you to have a look at this, and you can rewind the video, take down the notes. Very important. So really interesting question. Here is the question of Jay. So Jay is saying, okay, there is a question like this actually. But often people do this mistake. Okay, I'll come to this one. So let's say there is like a spherical shell with radius r, and then what have you done is you have split this into two spherical shells with radius r1. Okay, this is split into r1 and this is split into r2. Okay, and let's say these two are kept at infinite distance. It depends how much distance is maintained between them. If some distance do exist, you will be including this as well. Let's do a thing. Let's not do this. Let's say they are placed at an r distance. Okay, now what is the work done? Work done is, focus on this thing, self energy. I'm going to use SE. Okay, SCR. Okay, R1, that is this sphere, okay, plus of self energy of sphere 2, that is R2, plus of interaction energy, basically potential energy due to 1 and 2, minus of this old term, minus of, this is the correct thing, this is the correct thing. This can come up in your there were a question, I don't remember exactly which year, this is the correct kind of energy. Okay, then you have the self energy of the sphere. So up until now the sphere only had a self energy, then additionally introduced was a potential term. So if two masses are split in this way, maybe they can be half and half, you can calculate it accordingly. Yes, very good. So this is how you work around these kind of problems. This problems, what you would have is minus G, just giving you, okay, let's say this has a mass M1. But anyway, do remember, if this is mass M1 and M2, M1 plus M2 should be always be equal to M. Mass is conserved. Mass is conserved, don't forget that point. Volume and all are not conserved, mass is conserved basically. And even you can keep the density to be constant. So you have something like this. M is equal to M1 plus M2. You need to work around this problem, but I don't know if such problem do exist in your book, etc. So you need to take something like this. G M1 whole square by 2R1 minus of G M2 whole square by 2R2 plus of potential energy between these two. They are separated by a distance r from the center. Okay, let's say they are separated at a distance r from the center. Okay, good question. So what if we put one sphere inside the another? If we put one sphere inside the another, still there is a potential inside that sphere, right? So you'll be treating that another sphere as we'll get to that point. Okay, that's a good question. So you'll be treating the another sphere, so you're putting one sphere inside the another. So in that case you will be treating so there will be self energy of each sphere, and then okay, I'll come to that point. Okay, I'll explain that as well. Let me complete this point because I think rest of the students are also watching this, so they too should be understanding it. So yeah, let's say they are separated by a distance r from the centers. Yeah, that could be also be done. Okay. Like really thing now. Okay, so R. So there we go. This is how you calculate it. Then what you have to do is then plus of G of M1 M2 divided by R minus of minus. Okay, basically minus of minus what? Gm, this guy, due to this guy's self energy. That's it. Okay, that's a very interesting question, definitely. Very good. Definitely. This is the work done. Work done by you. It can be also negative, it can be positive. You can determine from this whether it's going to be negative or positive, but you need to calculate it. I don't think I have that kind of patience, but you can check it out what it is going to be. Ultimately, this is the way to go about it. Okay. Now here comes another interesting question. Yeah, electrostatics is actually a little easier. The same kind of questions do come. In this masses kind of question, you need to also think about density, etc. We can still discuss that kind of question. So your exact question is that there are two spheres of different radii. Okay. Okay, your question is like two concentric shells or like something like that. It's basically two concentric shells. A very good thing. I'll do a thing. I'll bring up a question as well, but I'll quickly explain you how to work around these kind of problems. Okay. Actually, this is an interesting thing. What happens in electrostatics is they wouldn't be talking about energy. They would be talking about potential. Okay. Since we are going to talk about energy, you need to remember a few things. Okay. See, let's say you have two spheres. Sphere 1. Actually, there would be a little, confusion around this kind of problem. Let's do a thing. Let's try and solve it. Okay, now comes the question. So really interesting question. R1, mass M1. Now you have so what happens in electrostatics is you will be asked potential. Generally you won't be asked potential energy. Let's say you are asked potential energy. For a change, you have been asked potential energy. Let's say it's a JEE advanced paper or a very good JEE mains paper, and you have been asked about like potential energy. And this time what you need to do is you need to find out the potential energy, of course. So this is something that you need to do. Okay, this is R2, you know this thing. Okay, anyway, that is all fine. So now comes two things. See, here is a very simple thing. Okay, first of all, you will be adding self energies. Okay, what is the energy of this system? A very interesting question. Okay, these are all spherical shells. Okay, they cannot be sphere, they will be like a spherical shell. Energy of the system. Okay, so one thing I would be saying, there will be a self energy of this body one. Okay, so let me do a thing. Total energy of the system, total potential energy of the system. This is a system. Okay, now comes two things. Okay, now here is the point. See, one is easy. First one is going to be self energy of sphere 1. Okay, let me directly write it down. I'm going to write down self energy of system 1 and erase it, write it down, because we would not be having space to potential energy. No, I don't think that kind of problems will come. No, Jay, not that kind of problems you cannot expect in your exam. Like heat energy to potential energy, very rarely I've seen any question mix of electrostatics and KTG even in your JEE advanced. But typically this even potential energy for concentric shells are generally never asked. I'll tell you there is a reason around this. There is a speculative thing around this. First of all, let's discuss this case. I don't think conversion to another form of energy is generally being asked. That is a very rare instance. Okay. But definitely this kind of question is something that you can expect in gravitation, because gravitation altogether a new chapter, right? So not a new chapter, I mean like a altogether separate chapter. So generally in electrostatics it would be about electrical potential at the common center. Very famous. Jay, do attend the last PYQ session that was conducted on your Unacademy learning app. You will definitely get a very good understanding of those kind of questions. We have discussed those kind of questions. Two such questions are asked in JEE Mains 2020 paper. Okay, that is with regard to electrostatics. Okay, we are talking about this guy, like gravitational forces, gravitational potential energy over here. Okay, so one would be like this thing, self energy of sphere 1. This is what I mean by this term. And then we have self energy of sphere 2. What is that self energy of sphere 2? Minus gm2 whole square by 2 r2. Now next thing comes, what is the total potential energy of the system? We generally go by a very standard rule. You will be assessing what are the distances between the masses and then saying, oh okay, this should be the potential energy. Then in this case, what is the distance between the masses? None. But let me put it this way. But what is happening actually? You have placed some mass inside a spherical shell, and this mass has some potential inside. What is this potential inside, students? Okay, so think about it in this way. Two kind of work is being done. One is either one of them is correct, right? One, you already have a spherical shell, okay, and then you are building a spherical shell outside. Or you have a spherical shell and you're taking the small shell inside it. So let's say you are thinking about a situation which is rather easier, that you already have two spherical shells, they have self energy, and then you're trying to push this small spherical shell inside that large spherical shell, and inside that large spherical shell, what is this potential? Potential inside this large spherical shell is going to be how much? It's going to be something like it can be the either way. But if you are going to do for small spherical shell, you have to construct that large spherical shell. It cannot be, you're not pushing large spherical shell outside that of small spherical shell. But inside it, how much is it? It's going to be something like minus G m1 by r. That's it. So you'll be multiplying r1. Sorry, r1. Yeah. So you'll be doing something like this. V inside into that of mass of 2. Basically, it's at the center. You're going to assume it's at the center. That's it. Right? I didn't get your question, Jay Patel. I didn't notice your question. So I'm going to write down the final expression for this. It's going to be again. Okay, you would be wondering, okay, so you are going to say this. Okay, I'll come to the other form of expression that you're expecting as well. Sorry, you're expecting as well. So it would be like G m1 into m2 divided by how much? R1. Basically, what am I writing down? I'm writing down something like this. V in into that of mass m2. This is how it works. I hope you got your query clear. Okay, now let's come to that point. Okay, I hope this is clear. You can note it down. In the meantime, I'll do a thing. I'm going to erase this self-energy thing. Yeah. So it's going to yield the same expression, J. Okay, it's going to yield the same expression. Okay, so very interesting question by Jay over here. So he's saying, why are you taking this? For this is interaction, right? This, what is this? This is an interaction energy. It's not a self energy. Self energy is something that we have already included. So this is an interaction energy. Now Jay's question is something like this. Okay, there are two kinds of energy. One is self energy for building that body. The structure that you are right now that is holding these masses together. You are giving some like you're not giving some energy. Some energy has been expended in building that system. But similarly, to get it into a specific configuration or in the existing configuration, every body has some interaction energy. Now coming to the interaction energy part, there could be another approach. So that's a very good question, definitely. So let's do a thing. I'll choose a very good color so that we understand this part. So let's say I have mass m2 and I'm constructing this mass m1 around it. Okay. So you need to understand carefully in that case what you're going to do. You're going to say something like this. What is the potential due to mass m2 at a distance r1 from here? So it's at a distance r1 you're building the shell, right? At a distance r1 you're building the shell. Notice this thing carefully because I'm going to write it down directly as an integration. So you need to focus, students, focus to understand this thing. Okay, just focus. What I'm saying is, what is the potential due to shell 2? Let's call this a shell 2. Potential due to shell 2 is how much at a distance r1. Okay, so it's going to be how much? It's going to be minus G m2 by r1, right? Okay, I did a small mistake over here. Not a mistake, I missed out something over here. It's r1. Okay, so now the thing is, here comes that amazing point. It's going to be super interesting, students. So now what I'm saying is, two kinds of work are being done. Let's say you are bringing dm mass to construct m1. One is self energy work, other is interaction energy work. What is interaction energy work? Interaction energy work is going to be something like this. Gm2 by r1 minus of gm2 by r1 into that of dm, and this dm is going to vary from 0 to m1. So what would you be getting? So this r1 again. Okay, you'll be getting the same expression, gm1 m2 by r1. That's it. It's this same expression that you are getting, be it you do it this way. I didn't do it because it's little complicated, right? You're bringing in that small masses and then constructing it. I have to write down this integration in a single step, whereas here it's very simple. You are trying to push that small shell inside that of larger shell. Aren't you getting the same expression? You're getting basically the same expression. These are both the same. Okay, this and this are the same, students. Why would it give R2? It's a point outside the small shell, right? J, it's a point outside that small shell. What is the potential at R1? It's this. Yeah, I hope everyone understood this. It's the same kind of work. You push that small shell inside that larger shell, or you build that larger shell. Two ways are there. One, push it. Push this small shell. Other is build the larger shell. I think pushing the smaller shell is easier inside a larger shell. Building it is going to take longer. I mean, like, not longer. In your exam, it's going to take longer, of course. Okay, so this might be something that you want to understand. Self-energy, two self-energies added, and then interaction energy. Interaction energy between two masses will exist. That's it. Oh no, this is how it works, students. This is how it works. There is a proper explanation. Everything has a proper explanation. If there is no proper explanation, it's not physics, right? It's basically some other science. So physics should have proper explanation. But anyway, I hope this was interesting. You can take a snapshot and work around this. This is self-energy of a spherical shell. We have many more things coming up, like, what about a solid sphere like Earth or like a ball, etc.? What is the self-energy? Of course, now it's not going to be zero. And then try and do a thing. This I will solve it for you. Now try and do a thing. Take a snapshot of this. Okay. And try to come up with the answer. And if at all, okay, try to solve it once and then we'll discuss it. Okay, this is definitely a very, very interesting problem. So these two things that we'll be taking up in upcoming classes, I don't want to rush it out, and then we'll be having a session maybe on Monday. From next week, we'll be having session throughout the week from Monday to Friday. But probably we'll plan it and we'll take it depending upon how much time you can allocate for each subject, etc. So we'll do that, and yes, this is going to be a very interesting problem. So let's say you're dropping a ball from height, r by 3. So my question is something like this. Typically, how do you calculate your velocity from all of your things that you have learned before? So it's going to be under root 2gh. Should it be, so this is a question for you, should it be under root 2g into r by 3? Does this work? That means, can this be the answer? That's the question for you. Try and solve it. It's a very interesting question. If at all possible, try to solve the self-energy for this as well. It's a very interesting problem as well. Like, how do you make a solid sphere? So with this, everything would be clear around your potential energy, and post this, we would not be having any problem around potential energy. Actually, I have one more problem I wanted to even discuss, like an expression based problem for you, but we'll be taking up later in the upcoming classes, because we are right now running out of time as well. But students, make sure you are taking full advantage of this break. Either students, you can start attending units, dimensions and measurement lectures for free of cost. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Conservation of energy. Yeah. Yes, you can do that. Yeah, welcome, Jay. Students, yes, 2021 aspirants are very, 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 very important advice. A very, very important piece of advice for 2021 aspirants. Even 2022 aspirants can listen to this, because it will be ultimately be useful. It's like, now don't think about how much have I done. It does not matter. Everyone is at, see, JEE Mains, JEE Advanced exam are not an exam for, it's not a process for selection. It's a process for elimination. Okay. Let us be, kind of honest with this fact. It's not a process for selection. Okay, selection is only generally happening when you have, 10 students, or let's say 5 students, and 5 students among them you're selecting 1 student. You're able to, individually assess each student, and then you come up with something. But it's an exam happening at a very, very large population level. In that case, it's not an exam for selection, but for elimination. So Why do you worry? If you're getting, if at all you are preparing well, you're not going to get eliminated. So think about it this way. So one of the things that I say to 2021 aspirants: attend the PYQ session. Jay, try to complete the PYQ session that we conducted on Unacademy Learning app. This Sunday, we'll be again having a PYQ session on this weekend post your new year. So plan things very smartly. If at all you are not doing anything for this new year, at least try to. I know it's not at all a very good thing for you to work on new year, be it how well prepared you are, etc. But you know what? You can take a new initiative. That initiative should be to plan your preparation. Plan your preparation. Most important thing is, how are you going to now utilize this next 4 months? See, one of the things I can say is, like, this is the way you should prepare for JEE Mains 2021. This is the way you should be preparing for your IIT entrance or NIT entrance, etc. But I can't be really saying how you should be preparing for your board. So you know it better. And the other thing is, I don't know how well prepared you are, whether you have completed current and electricity, whether you have completed electrostatics, whether you have completed magnetism, and whether you have completed optics. That way I know, okay, you guys have done already 30%. Then I would say that complete modern physics and complete, KTG and thermodynamics, and do a little bit of mechanics. You will be killing your physics paper. But what about your chemistry paper? What about your math paper? What about your board exams? So guys, yes, I'll be sending a teaching schedule definitely. So this is going to be the schedule, guys, from next week onwards. So from Monday to Tuesday, from Monday to Friday, we'll be having classes, and at 6 o'clock to generally 7:15. It won't generally get until 8, just like today. But until 7:30, 7:50, not 7:30, we'll be having a 2022 batches, like not 2022 batches exactly. So 11th class topics is what we will be doing. Even if you're not perfect with 11th class topics yet, you can start learning them. Okay, and from 7:30 to 8:30, we'll be having a PYQ discussion. Okay. And on your Unacademy Learning app, just follow me. You'll get live updates. Some things are being adjusted because you have some Unacademy combat coming up, etc., etc. So accordingly, I'm adjusting the timings. So maybe this time we'll be either having it on Saturday or Sunday evening, and that is how we are going to do it. And every weekend we'll be having classes on your Unacademy Learning app. Okay, Unacademy Learning app, we'll be having special classes, and we'll be having these sessions, students, from Monday to Friday. Okay, Monday to Friday. Monday we'll be probably having some kind of like an session for preparing for JEE Mains 2020, or we'll be having a PYQ session, or we'll be having a Gravitation session alternatively. So stay tuned. Just subscribe to this channel. You'll get live notifications on them. I'll be keeping you posted with the timetable as well. We'll be soon completing Gravitation, and I'm expecting next 5 to 6 lectures. What is left is like little bit of gravitational potential energy based model problems, and then we have like escape velocity, then we have Kepler's law, then we have satellite motion. So probably one and a half more week, and we'll be done with gravitation. Then we'll be jumping on to thermodynamics, etc. We can do a thing, we can do a PYQ session around gravitation as well for 2 to 3 days, like your 2020 or something like that. And then yeah, that way you also can maintain completeness. It will be also useful for your 2021 aspirants as well as 2022 aspirants. Both of you have to do the PYQ, guys. PYQ is a very important part. This is a thing that I have realized after the examination, because I've been seeing there are many repetitive pattern in your PYQs. And this is a very good like advice from me, that do focus on PYQs as well. And students on Unacademy subscription, here is the key thing that you'll be focusing on. That is, yeah, this is in YouTube, guys. This is YouTube, and on your Unacademy Learning app, weekends, depending upon like what kind of programs are going on, we'll be scheduling the classes. Generally, you'll be having a class on Sunday and Monday. Okay, Sunday and Monday you will be definitely be having classes. Okay, may not be this Monday, may not be this Sunday due to your New Year event, etc., etc. We'll be pushing it to like Saturday or something. And you also have Unacademy combat. So whenever we'll be having Unacademy combat, we'll be pushing out your schedule a little bit here and there. So follow me on Unacademy Learning app, Manukonda Harshavardhan, so that you can get updates. So I believe this is not an app, this is on YouTube, guys. This schedule is for YouTube. Okay, this is for YouTube. That was for your Unacademy Learning app, the weekend, morning or evening session. Like it will be like 2.5 hours session, etc. Weekend test you will be having it either on your Unacademy Learning app, or you can take up a subscription, etc. If you are going to take a subscription, you will be getting access to test series. So we won't be having any weekend test, etc. We can do a thing, we can keep conducting quizzes or something for your learning, and that is something that we can do. But here is the thing, key thing, students who are planning to purchase subscription, who are planning to, purchase, especially 2021 aspirants. See, if you are sure about taking a drop, take a 1.5 year, 2 year subscription. There is no such thing as 1.5 year subscription. You may want to go for a 2 year subscription, but still go for 1 year subscription, then later on get a 6-month subscription. That way it will be a little bit more economical. Okay, it will definitely be a little bit more economical. And the other thing is 1 year plus 6 months split is going to be economical, and that way you also have something to chase. You will be chasing that, you will be assuming that 1 year is what you have for your preparation. So you will be chasing every day your plan. And most important things, for 2022 aspirant, take a new year resolution. This new year you should have a plan. Okay, whatever you're doing, you're watching, let's say some cinemas on your television or something on your like online, some web series, etc. Do it. I'm not saying do not forget to enjoy things. You should definitely be enjoying things. It's your new year. Of course, new year is going to come every year that way if you think about it. But anyway, it's up to you. But do some problems if possible. If not anything, or even if everything, have a plan. What I meant is, if not anything, if you don't have any plans to do anything that day, not even solve some problems, or if you have plans to even solve some problems, or if you have plans to attend the lectures, still do create a plan. Create a plan, work around that plan. More important is you execute that plan ultimately at the end of the day, and that's all that's all up to you, students, whether you are going to execute it or not. So you have to make that plan this new year. This new year you have to be sure about one thing. You're going to make a plan. Be it you have access to free lectures, be it you have access to an academy subscription. Still, without a plan, these things are not going to work. Let's say you are at the best coaching institute, you have access to like free lectures, you have access to an academy subscription, but you don't have a plan at the end of the day. It's not going to work, students. Trust me. It's going to be really, really, taxing at the end of the day, because you don't have a plan. You don't have a plan, and you are getting an external pressure from your peers or from your parents. Don't take it. Have a plan. Having a plan is the ideal way to combat all of this stress. Trust me, this new year, make a plan. Planning to purchase an academic subscription, do it right away. Get started from the day one. Let's say still you are going to take a break on 31st and 1st. Let it be. Have a plan. Have a look at the courses. Okay, those 2 days, just go through the courses on an academy subscription. Alright, I'm done with let's say current electricity. I'm going to attend electrostatics. I'm going to attend magnetism. These many days, these many lectures. Okay, then I go and see. Okay, these are the test series that I need to attend. List it down, plan it. And also the other thing is, let's say the other courses that, like, timetable for attending your classes, timetable for giving test series, timetable for giving, solving problems. 3 important part. Move smartly according to your weightage. This is a specific message to 2021 aspirants who have a lot of backlog, who are not yet confident about it, who are planning to take a drop. Still move according to your still move according to your weightage and try to maintain completeness. This is also for 2022 aspirants. 2022 aspirants, make a plan, move according to the weightage. At the point, maybe weightage is not the thing, so maintain completeness. So 2021 aspirants, you have 3 priorities on your thing. That is going to be one is attending lectures, solving problems, giving test series. If you're on an academy subscription, if you're not on an academy subscription, maybe you're attending lectures and you are going to solve problems. Okay, and then one other advantage you have if you have an academy subscription is you can make a very dedicated plan depending upon which kind of lectures, which kind of batch you are going to do it. Do it from the day one. And then Again, next, coming to your next priority list, it should be something like this. This new year, you will have a plan, you'll create the plan, you'll execute the plan. Hi Roshan, hi. And then the most important thing, 2021 aspirant. Okay, again your priority list. First priority list was how you are going to do it. Okay, second priority list is what you should be doing it. And the third priority list is actually going to be like this. You are going to focus like your strategy. Basically, it's a part of how, but how you're going to approach it. High weightage, easy topics, high weightage topics, completeness. That's it. That's it. 3 priority list, what you should be doing. Test series, like your first preparation, then comes problem solving, then comes test series. And the next thing is going to be something like this, like how you're going to do it. High weightage topic with completeness, especially if you have planned for a drop, also follow it, because at the end of the day, after 1 year, you will feel like everything has become so easy. So that should be your plan, and you should have a plan. So make sure you're watching this video, this part of the video, or complete the entire thing again and again. Even if you're taking an Unacademy subscription, try and attend this on your Unacademy learning app. It's all available for free of cost. I'll come to the point why you need to do it. Be it 2021 aspirants, 2022 aspirants, have a new year resolution, make a plan, and make a checklist. Have a plan on a piece of paper, and you should try and execute it. That should be this New Year's goal, students. Especially when the pandemic is going on, this should be your goal. This will make you stronger, definitely. You are welcome, Monakunda, Harshavardhan Reddy, and Jay. And students, yes, even if you're on an Unacademy subscription, if you're not on an Unacademy subscription, try and complete this free of cost lecture on units, dimensions, and measurements, available for free of cost on your Unacademy learning app. Why do I say this? All you have to attend is 1 4+1 session. And yes, that is all you need to do, and your preparation around units, dimensions, and measurements would be complete. And guys, why should you do this? Let me come to 2 points. One, it's a very easy topic, less time consuming topic during your preparation or during your exam. Other thing, many questions in your exam, many questions. Try and attend the last PYQ session, or this electrostatics PYQ session available on YouTube. You can solve many questions in your exam if you understand the dimensional consistency part. I mean, not just questions from units, not just direct questions from units, dimensions, and measurements, but also questions from other topics like electrostatics, maybe from current electricity, not from current electricity, generally from electrostatics, mechanics, etc. Magnetism. You can solve questions if you understand the dimensional consistency part, even sometimes in current electricity. So what have we covered in this 4+1 lecture? Everything. Units based problem, dimensional analysis of important quantities, dimensional analysis of constants, dimensional analysis of many things, and even some concepts that I've explained in this specific lecture series, and error analysis, least count of measuring instruments. Everything has been done in this 4+1 session. That one session is a practice session where there will be a lot of problems. And students, I'll also come up with practice session for 2021 aspirants. So don't worry about it, Harshavardhan. Yeah, and do attend it. And another important thing, if you just complete this topic, you'll definitely get a question in your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. You can take up the past 10 years paper. There would not be a single paper without a question from units, dimensions, and measurement. And students, that being said, do download Telegram app if you don't have one, because you may want to get onto a Telegram channel, or you do definitely want to get onto a Telegram channel, because this way you'll be getting live before time updates on every session conducted by our awesome JEE English team. The link is available in the description box. You can also type in JEE_English once you download the Telegram channel. Guys, once you join this, you'll be getting live updates, students, live before time updates. In fact, I keep you posted with what kind of topics are being covered, be it in special class or your YouTube channel. So for an example, today I told you that it's going to be a very interesting topic, and day after tomorrow I'm going to say that it's going to be a topic that has been asked frequently in your JEE Advanced. So don't miss out the upcoming lectures. You have time, complete these lectures, gravitation lectures. Only this lecture might have been a long lecture. Rest of the lectures were like super short lectures. You can go and complete them. And students, definitely next topic is going to be a super interesting and a super important topic for your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. We are going to get started with something that has been asked so many times. 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018 JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. It was, I think, 2016, 2015, 2016, 2018, I guess, or 2019, something like this. Continuously 4 years, just from the subtopic of gravitation, questions were asked in your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. So make sure you're attending them all. You're absolutely welcome, Jay. And students, if you do not have an Unacademy learning app yet, just do download this Unacademy learning app from your Google Play Store and App Store. The first search result as soon as you type in Unacademy is going to be Unacademy learning app, the most downloaded education app. Just click on this install button. Why should you have this Unacademy learning app? A very simple reason. It's because what you can do is I keep conducting A to Z sessions on your Unacademy learning app, which are all available for free of cost. So you can follow me and get the live updates. Okay, once you follow me, you'll be able to get the live updates on every session that I conduct on your Unacademy learning app. These A to Z sessions are going to be little fast-paced lectures and sessions with different kind of model problems. And not only that, guys, once you get onto Unacademy learning app, you can also attend Unacademy Combat, many free of cost test series, etc, etc, etc. Now students, this 3rd of January, we are going to have the most competitive gamified IIT JEE battle ever, and we are going to distribute hundreds of Amazon vouchers, MacBook Air, MacBook, Apple iPad, etc, and Apple AirPods. And yes, we do have dedicated sessions for 11th class, 12th class and droppers. So enroll today with Murli Live code. That is what you need to do. You can apply Murli Live code to purchase Unacademy subscription to avail the best discount. You can enroll in Unacademy Combat. You can unlock many features for free of cost. So make sure you apply Murli Live code whenever you are enrolling to Unacademy Combat. This is going to be the most competitive gamified and rewarding IIT JEE battle ever, and going to happen on 3rd of January. And students, if you are looking for a complete package for your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced preparation, it's going to be Unacademy subscription. You can get to attend daily live interactive. In fact, you will attend daily live interactive classes with the best educators across the nation, because we have aggregated all the best educators on Unacademy subscription platform. And you will get access to live polls and leaderboards. What do I mean is, you'll be attending these classes on a very interactive platform, very interactive and interesting platform with the best educators across the nation. And not only that, every program on Unacademy subscription platform is going to be a structured program. You'll be getting access to a live doubt clearing session. In fact, every 4th session is going to be a live doubt clearing session. This should be one of your priority list students taking subscription, right? And also with that comes mega quizzes and quizzes, and also you'll be getting access to test series set by the best educators and even authors like DC Pandey and DC Gupta sir are available on Unacademy subscription platform. And along with this test series, you'll be getting an analysis. You can improve upon your overall position. You can improvise upon your mistakes. You can get up, like kind of a national level position, etc., by attending test series on Unacademy subscription platform. Best book for IIT JEE Physics. Good. So best book for IIT JEE Physics, I would say my standard favorite book is going to be actually Resnick Halliday. But this is not for IIT JEE Physics. Let me come this way. Either you want to stick with one of these, DC Pandey or H.C. Verma. Okay. Some really good books. These are actually author's name. Generally, we'll be writing down author's name if you have ever noticed it. And then comes Resnick Halliday. I really like this book. Like, it has one of the best concepts in it. Like a little conceptually exhausting book is going to be Resnick Halliday. Then if you're going for Resnick Halliday, I would say don't go for an IIT JEE version. Maybe you want to go for, kind of, if at all you're preparing for IIT JEE, maybe you want to go for an IIT JEE version. But if you're already doing DC Pandey and H.C. Verma, to get a good understanding, go for, old edition Resnick Hallidays. They have an amazing content. They have like really good things. And for JEE Advanced, it would be like an Ashish Arora or something. You may want to go for Ashish Arora, really good book, especially for thermodynamics, KTG. Amazing book, definitely for KTG, etc. It's like one of thermodynamics is going to be a really good book. But that way I think DC Pandey is very comprehensive, very simple. Given that you have less time, you'll be getting access to so many model problems, previous year question, all in one place is going to be a DC Pandey. HC Verma, little problem wise exhausting. It can be consuming time, but a very good book, definitely a very good book. And lesser explanation sometimes. There would be explanations, but lesser explanations, lesser detail of things, little advanced. Typically a book for MSc students, but yes, there is no difference between a JEE preparation and MSc preparation sometimes. So HC Verma is equally a good book. Then case books are good for practice. Definitely, I wouldn't say like it's not a good book, etc. You have to ultimately make your decision. These are my favorite list, like DC Pandey, SC Verma, or it's Resnick Halliday's actually my favorite book. That way it's very interesting, very easy, nothing is super complicated after you study on Resnick Halliday, because basically it's a bunch of theory. It's just a very fat book just of theories, whereas DC Pandey is like small books for individual topic that boosts your confidence. It has model problems of all kind, and that is an advantage of DC Pandey. HC Verma little advanced in terms of problems, little less explanations, but a very good book for your JEE preparation. And Ashish Arora, few of the books are really amazing for your JEE advanced preparation, especially Ashish Arora could be one of the best books. And definitely I haven't checked out rest of the books, so that's the reason I'm not recommending Sange's or Ashish Arora's rest of the editions. They can be also equally good. In fact, like Ashish Arora's rest of the books should also be good. The way get explainer videos online, it should be definitely be a very good book. But I think that's little exhausting. Ashish Arora is similar to HC Verma, it's little exhausting. But I think Ashish Arora is more of an exam focused book. You may want to go for it, given that you have finished some basic books, and pick up those concepts that have not been well explained in the rest of the book. Okay, so I think you got your answer. These are some of the best books. Senge's is also something, but Senge's I've typically come across for practice. This is what is recommended, because I haven't checked out Senge's or other publication books, so I'm not specifically stating those may be the best books for your preparation. But anyway, students, if you are on an Unacademy subscription or if you're attending lectures, etc., your first book is going to be a notes, and your first thing that you're going to do is attend the classes. It depends if you're a 2021 aspirant, your priority list, or be 2022 aspirant, your priority list should be like live doubt clearing session and then test series, and also along with that comes the classes. Okay, I hope I have answered the questions. And students, if you don't have an Unacademy Learning Hub, do download it, and you can also avail an Unacademy subscription from web-based version. First of all, log in, click on the left-hand top corner extension bar, choose plus, and then select this IIT JEE as your goal, and then hit on this get subscription button. And students, one more important thing, on an Unacademy subscription, we do not have any batch restrictions. You can attend, just classes from like any batches that you like, but be smart. Stick to few educators, few programs. Try to maintain completeness. Given the current scenario, completeness is the most important thing. But that way you can attend multiple programs, you can attend micro courses, you can attend droppers batch. Everything is available on Unacademy subscription platform. And yes, students, yes, definitely one of the best things could be like having an Unacademy subscription handy, because it gives you unlimited access to all the programs. It's only one pricing for JEE Mains and JEE Advanced. And guys, coming to the pricing part, it's only going to cost you 2,100 per month. That is less than 70 rupees a day. And to whom would I recommend a 24-month program? To students who are in who are going to get into 9th to 11th class, or even maybe students who are just in 12th class. Okay, but there is no one just in 12th class, so students in 9th to 11th class, or who are going to get into 9th to 11th class, 24-month program is for you. And make sure you apply Murli Live code while you purchase an Unacademy subscription. One of the things is like I'm giving out the information that you require for an Unacademy subscription, the priority list, you can get personal advice, etc. So make sure you apply Murli Live code if you don't see this pricing as well, because you're going to get maximum discount on your subscription purchases. So you'll be getting a best maximum discount, and you've got so many information from me. So do apply Murali Live code on your Unacademy subscription purchases. Now students, I do typically recommend two payment options to you while purchasing an Unacademy subscription, and we have something known as pay in parts option on an Unacademy subscription program. So this is one of the interesting options, and the other one is no cost EMI. Students who are planning to purchase an Unacademy subscription, you may want to check out both of them, pay in parts and no cost EMI. And what do they give you? They give you an access to a very convenient payment method where you don't have to go through the hassle of paying all the fee at once. You can split your payments into multiple parts, and you can pay them conveniently without having to go through the hassle of paying all the fee at once using these two payment options. These are something that I typically recommend to my students because they are helpful for you if you're planning to split your payments into multiple parts. But if you're looking for other payment options like debit card, credit card, UPI, they are as well available on an Unacademy subscription platform. No, Manikunda, we can't do that. We can't lend out our personal contact information, etc. But anyway, yeah. So students, 2021 aspirants who are very confident about this year, or who are partially confident, you may want to go for 6 month subscription. Okay, 2021 aspirants, like you may want to go for 6 month subscriptions, and it's going to cost you near about 25,000. And what do you get? We have many batches right now going on for your preparation, for your 2020 preparation. Some amazing batches conducted by some of the amazing educators on an Unacademy subscription platform. So this is going to be for 2021 aspirants. And for students, 2021 aspirants who are planning to take a drop, if you're sure that you're going to prepare for 1.5 years, you may want to go for a 2-year subscription. But you may complete it in 1 year if you feel that way. 2021 aspirants who are planning to take a drop, you may want to go for this. And students who have just got into 12th class, etc., you may want to go for, or who are just about to get into 12th class, you may want to go for a 12-month subscription. Later on, you can extend this subscription, like by purchasing smaller subscriptions, etc. Okay, but this way it's going to be economical, and all it is going to cost you is less than 2,900 per month. So it depends upon what is your goal. If you are sure that this year you are going to make it happen, go for like this season you're going to make it happen, go for a 6 month subscription. That should be good enough. That will last you until your JEE Advanced exam, right? And 2021 aspirants who are planning to take a drop, you may want to go for a 12-month subscription, or even students who are getting into 12th class, you may want to go for a 12-month subscription and later on extend according to your needs. So 12-month subscription is like going to cost you less than 2,900 per month, 2,888 only. And of course, a 6-month subscription is going to cost you near about 25,000. And students, coming to this part, like do not forget to apply Murali Live code if you don't see this pricing. And of course, to get best discount, do apply Murali Live code. These are like discounted prices after applying Murali Live code to get the best maximum discount, and to get like some amazing insights from me, do apply Murali Live code. And make sure if you're looking for something beyond plus subscription, we have something known as iconic subscription. And what is this iconic subscription, students? So whatever we have discussed until now is all available on plus subscription. Test series, like live interactive classes, doubt clearing classes, everything is available on an Unacademy subscription. And on iconic subscription, what do we have? We have everything of plus subscription, everything what you have discussed until now. Along with that, you'll be getting personal coaching and one-on-one mentoring from IITians and NITians. So think about it, IITians and NITians who have previously gone through this journey, who have cracked the exam, will be guiding you in this process of your preparation. That is going to be your iconic subscription. You will be getting the best personal advice, expert insights, and expert guidelines, and one-on-one mentoring, preparation strategy, paper attempting strategy, exam strategy, everything on iconic subscription, along with personal interaction from IITians and NITians. And we also have some of the best educators on the platform. So why do I often keep saying like IITians and NITians? Because they have gone through this journey, they have cracked the exam, they know the exact path for this success, they will be guiding you more efficiently. And we also have best educators. Definitely they can also help you in your preparation, and all it is going to cost you if you go for a 6-month subscription is near about less than 35,000. That's going to be like 34,200. And if you're going for a 12-month subscription, all it is going to cost you is near about 58,500. And for a 24-month program, of course, this is going to be the most economical one, and it's going to cost you like 90,000 for 2 years. That's like 45k per year. Okay, and 2021 aspirants, you may want to first get started with a 6-month iconic subscription. If you can afford it, it's going to be one of the best things, because you'll be getting personal advice from IITians and NITians on Unacademy iconic subscription. And if you're planning to take a drop, definitely you may want to check out for 12 months. Maybe you get a 6-month of iconic subscription and then go for a 12-month. It depends. You need to plan it at this new year. Just plan everything and make sure you apply Murli Live code, be it 6 months, 12 months or 24-month plus or iconic subscription to get the maximum discount. And yes, guys, this is going to be one of the best things that you can do while purchasing iconic subscription. Never miss out any discounts. And yes, right now our team is also available on iconic subscription, and you can take your JEE preparation to the next level with our personal coaching, with our IIT JEE workshops. Guys, yes, this is definitely going to be one of the best things for you, because we have IITians, NITians and head of coaching institutes on our team, and you can avail your iconic subscription in English or any language of your preference with IIT JEE workshop, expert guidelines and study planner and test analysis from us. And this coming December, yes, we have started 2 batches, one on for 2022 aspirants on 20th of December, and again that is for class 12. It's known as Edge, and then we have started something known as Excellence for class 11, again for JEE 2022. So this has just recently begun, and we have started something on 24th of December for Manzil batch, and sorry, that is like for students on Manzil batch and rank booster batch by some of our best educators on Unacademy. So you can also enroll to them on time, and make sure you share this video, you like this video, because it's definitely going to be useful to JEE aspirants, physics enthusiasts, because just look at the kind of content that we are discussing over here, some of the high quality content up until your JEE Mains and JEE Advanced level, starting from very basics. So this is the kind of quality that you get on JEE English. Everything is available for free of course. They are like full length lecture, nothing has been compromised in terms of content. So definitely do share this video. Do not forget to share and like this video, and click on that subscribe button and bell notification, and definitely share it on your social media like WhatsApp, Facebook, like wherever like you can, like Telegram channels, etc. Do share it with your friends. Let them also have a look at this video and get an amazing learning on physics. And yes, tomorrow we are going to have a PYQ session. 2021 aspirants, don't miss it out, and share it. Sharing is definitely a caring, and when you share it, someone in need will get access to this high quality free of cost content. So do share it on your social media, and do share it with your friends. That way you can brainstorm and you can improve upon your overall performance, etc. And keep acquiring knowledge, students, and avoid any gossips. Plan smartly this new year. Keep smiling this new year. Tomorrow we'll be having a PYQ session, but I don't know whether we'll be discussing this. But this new year, make a plan, move smartly. If you want, do attend the strategy sessions that are available on my playlist, on our JEE English playlist. You can check out the strategy sessions, and you can plan things. But have a plan. If you're an Unacademy subscription, purchase an Unacademy. If you're planning to purchase an Unacademy subscription, purchase the Unacademy subscription and make the plan accordingly. Make the plan. 3 priority lists for 2021 aspirants. One is going to be your lectures. More important is your problem solving and test series. And this is about how you are going to do it. And what about your strategy? High weightage, heavy weightage or high weightage topics that consume less time, high weightage topics, and trying to maintain completeness. Grab those easy pie, and then definitely have a plan and move according to the plan. Plan is the most important thing. Do not give up. Don't take external pressure, be it from your parents, peers, etc. Focus on your preparation. And students, yes, make sure you apply Murli Live code wherever you can unlock any features, or you're planning to purchase an Unacademy subscription to avail the maximum best benefit. So you can avail maximum benefit by applying Muralidharan code, be it Unacademy Combat, free test series, unlocking many features on Unacademy Learning app. See you in the next class. Take care, stay safe, bye bye. We'll come up with more interesting session. It was nice having you, all of the students on the session. Roshan, Jay, Manakunda, Harshavardhan, and many more guys. So it's really good having you in the class. Yes, and rest of the students also try to stay interactive. Come up with your doubts. Of course, you're watching, but yes, come up with your doubts, and do not forget to enjoy this new year. Take care.